Going live, it's showtime. Showtime here at the Apollo. What's up, everyone? I'm sitting here in my wonderful fold out chair today. We have the Las Vegas Raiders coming into New York here with a face of New York Football Giants. Oh, it should be interesting. The 5-2 Raiders. Derek Carr coming in strong. Without Henry Ruggs, of course, but you still have Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. And even Peyton Barner are running the ball. And a lot of people seem to forget about, the loss of Ruggs will probably be felt. You still have Renfro and Walker and Edwards, and still Drake is actually good out of the backfield as well. You got a lot of good guys. What's his name? Foster Monroe. I can't remember the tight end's name. You got a lot of good guys coming out. I think it'll be an interesting perspective for the Giants. What do we got here? Tim giving away fancy toilet paper again today? Hold on. Let me see if I got the fancy toilet paper. Fancy toilet paper day. Do you want the fancy toilet paper? Also known as the Daniel Jones jersey. Two-ply Daniel Jones jersey. Wipe your ass with it. Oh, you want. No, it's not Walker. It's not Darren Walker. It's Monroe. I can't remember the guys. I can't remember the kid's last name. I could hold back. I was going to read. I'm reading messages. They don't hold back. I could speak eloquently about it, but I can't even talk. I have a feeling we might win this game, but I have another false hope game. Do have a false hope game because I think the Raiders. A lot of people look past the Raiders. The Raiders right now, if you take a look at them statistically, and I don't always go far into statistics, but the two things that I look at in regards to ranking for teams is going to be points allowed and total yards. So the offense right now for the Raiders in points scored is in 12th, and total yards gained, their offense is 9th. Their defense and points allowed is 18th, but in total yards they're 13th. Those are the two statistics that I really look at in reference to teams. I don't think it's going to bode well at times for the Giants against the Raiders in reference to offensively. I mean, the Raiders have some horses. They got Crosby and everyone's forget they have Yannick Ngakoue. And Yannick is coming back into the New York area. He's got 4 sacks. Crosby's got 5 sacks. So they got a pass rush. They got a pass rush. And that's going to be interesting for the Giants to say the least. Let's see here. Ruggs wouldn't be much into this game. Giants love to drop back their safeties, unlike the Chiefs. The Raiders will happily take this. That's the good thing about Derek Carr. You're right about that. Derek Carr will take what's underneath. Derek Carr will go for the short and intermediate passes. If you take a look at him statistically, Derek Carr completes about 67% of his passes for 2,269 yards. He's got 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And he will take the dinks and the dunks. He's averaging 8.5 yards of completion. Everyone always goes, "You're so hung up on the 8.5 yards of completion." No, I'm hung up on at least getting 7 yards. That's what I'm hung up on. I'm hung up on getting 7 yards. Hide comment, current comment. Hide? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Hide current comments. I don't know. I don't know what that means. So they're more interested in dinking and dunking. So I mean, I'm not. What do you do there? Whoops. I'm like I said, they will take what's in front of them. And like I said, Derek Carr is a good quarterback. I always like Derek Carr. I think he's going to be a handful for the Giants. And I think with that short passing game, it's going to negate the bear rush that we do have with Leonard Williams in the interior. So I'm not going to get into the score yet because we're still giving away the Daniel Jones toilet paper. Daniel Jones extra 2-ply cool rush toilet paper. Get it now. We're going to figure out how we're going to give it away, but we got to give this shit away. We got to give this ring away. We got to give away a lot of things. We are gonna lose. I don't know about that. Daniel, no, it's not him. I can't think of his name. It starts with an M. The Raiders O-line is ravaged, and yet Carr is producing way more. Our pass rush can't really take, because the Raiders, what they do is they dink and they dunk. They go for the short options. Yes, and they also do go deep, but you're right. They will take what's in front of them. They will take, and I'm telling you that Kenyon Drake is an underrated running back. He was underrated when he was with Miami. He was underrated when he was with Arizona. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. And you have him mixed in with, Josh Johnson. And then I said, then you sit there and you throw some short passes to the tight end. What's his name? Darren Waller. Darren Waller is the tight end, but there's another tight end on our team. Starts as it's Foster Monroe or something. I can't remember his name. But they and what scares me is if you take a look at the way their tight ends play, I mean, he has the potential to go beyond his, I always said this about our old buddy. I said this many times on our bet about Caden Smith. Caden Smith is and people are always clamoring for him, but he's a third tight end at best. He's a third tight end that's not going to get you more than the 7 yards this catch. He's not going to get anything off the yak. The Raiders tight ends will give you more yardage. They will give you more off the yak. So it's going to be interesting. Let's get some questions in here. What do you guys think about Evan Neal in the draft? I'm getting ready. Another tackle would be especially great with Thomas in this history. I don't think Thomas has a history of injuries. Tommy. I'm going to call him Tommy. Tommy Thomas. Tommy. I got me hooked up on Thomas. Thomas just he played all year with this injury, and he just got something. One injury does not make you injury prone. I think everyone knows that. All I have to say for the Raiders is to help them off. You know what? I that of course is going back to my venerable breakdown of the Cleveland Browns game back in preseason when I say off tackle left, off tackle right, up the middle, take your shot deep. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. I saw a terrible West Virginia game. They lost 24, but held 84 yards to total yards. Did anyone get to see the Liberty game? Liberty against Ole Miss. It was on the SEC network. Malik Willis. You got to feel bad for Malik Willis, man. He's got no talent around him. He's got nothing. He's literally got nothing around him. He was running for his life the entire game. Derek Carr's way better than Daniel Jones. Derek Carr, they're not even on the same level. Derek Carr is a professional quarterback. Daniel Jones is a professional Daniel Jones. What's up? I'm also the new GM. Trade Jones in the offseason, get some draft capital. He's not winning anyone improving massively in year 4. Draft a quarterback or sign a cheap placeholder. I don't disagree with that. You know what? Here's my problem. Here's my problem. You're a GM, and I've said this. I think we've said this about a bazillion times. You're a new GM. You fire Gettleman. What GM is going to want to be told you have to have this guy as your head coach and you have to have this guy as your offensive star and your quarterback, Daniel Jones? Oh, and by the way, you only have 43 players on the contract next year and you have $220 million tied into those contracts on a cap number potentially of 208. Sign me the fuck up. Yeah, I want to be the GM of the Giants. Oh, you know what? I found him. I talked about him a million times. People know what I'm talking about. I found Baby Creed. I'm Baby Creed. Found Baby Creed. Baby Creed used to be in my old podcast. He used to come and visit all the time. He used to hang out on the microphone. That's Baby Creed. Baby Creed was a big hit. He's also a very good prognosticator in reference to games. What's going on, Nate Sports? If you don't know Nate, he's another YouTuber. Go subscribe to his channel if you can. How do you enter the giveaway? You decide. This is how you're going to enter the giveaway. I haven't figured out the giveaway yet, so you're going to have to hang on and watch. Here is the Daniel Jones Cool Rush jersey giveaway. We still have the Eli Manning replica Super Bowl 2007 ring to give away as well. Mike Lee missed it by 1 point. He missed the score by 1 point last week. And I laughed though, because I told him, I said I was probably going to give him the ring, but he actually denied it and said, no, he says, you have to win. Josh Jacobs, if he could stay healthy, yeah, he would be easily a top 10 running back. He easily. I feel like the Giants are going to get ripped apart by Hunter Renfrow. Possibility. It's a possibility. I'm curious. Would you trade Barkley this offseason if you were the GM? Problem with Barkley is you don't know what you have. You could be trading an injury-prone running back, or you could be giving somebody. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Rams and Jerome Bettis. Except I don't mean in reference to the injuries. I just remember the trade value. The Rams basically gave up Bettis to the Steelers because they thought he was washed up. They thought he was done. And then we all know what happens. And I worry that if you trade Barkley, he's going to be the same thing. And he's got an $8 million cap number, and it's an $8 million dead cap space number. So all you're doing, you're not even saving money by trading them. So, I mean, some ways I got to hang out with that. I mean, I got to hang out. Dang, giving away a Daniel Dimes toilet paper jersey. And I think we're going to make this contest easy. I'm still thinking about what we're doing it. I think he is. I think he is. I don't remember the other wide receiver, to be honest. I wish I did. He said Daniel Jones is a professional Daniel Jones. He is a professional Daniel Jones. I said no, I didn't say he's professional Daniel Jones. I said Derek Carr is a professional quarterback and Daniel Jones is not. If you're gonna quote me right. That's what they always say. Yo, how do you enter the giveaway? You're gonna have to enter the double easy. You made it, my friend. Who wants to hear how this one's going to go? I love to hear, hey, LeVar, how you doing, my friend? I love to know how this game is going to go today. Someone tell me. You want the jersey. Why? What's going on, my friend? I haven't seen you in a long time. How's work? Put DJ on the Chargers or the Bengals last year, and he'll be drafted another quarter. Yeah, I mean, that's you're not lying. You're not lying. It's what does Blair Webb have to say as well? I know I'm going to get hated on this, but last year, Wayne and Booker have performed at a level I can handle. The Giants are going to have a salary cap problem, so why not trade Barkley for a player? Because you're actually not going to get blasted for it. I'm just being honest with the fact that you trade Saquon Barkley, you're still going to be on the hook for that $8 million. You waive him, you're on the hook for $8 million. He has a cap number of 8 and a dead cap space number of 8. So you're going to be on the hook either way. Thank you for the super chat, my friends. Good news about the super chats. We were able to donate $546 to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital from our super chat and revenues. So that was good. Thank you for super chat. Everyone that doesn't know, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Joe Judge is now the king of the excuses. What excuses again? I mean, you gotta love the headset excuse. You gotta love it though. I mean, come on. I mean, the headset excuse is the greatest. That's the greatest excuse ever. The headset software wasn't working. So that's why I screwed up all these times outs all these weeks. And we all know what we should never do.
How dare you question Joe Judge?
You never question Joe Judge, Zachary.
But that's okay. Remember, there are no stupid questions, just stupid people.
And sometimes I think about that with Joe Judge. Sorry. Not you, Zachary. Joe Judge, that is. Malik Willis is in a worse situation than Daniel Jones, and he still makes plays. If Willis was there in the draft, Giants again. You know what's funny? I've been talking about him being the baby Vic for now weeks, and I laughed though because I saw a draft nick, and actually a person that I respect in reference to being a talent scout evaluator. He was in the league for something like 30 something years, and he's baby Vic. He's baby Vic, but baby Vic had more talent at Virginia Tech. Have we seen enough I haven't seen enough to get rid of him. That's my size. Okay, the size to the jersey is a large, extra sexy, as I like to call it. It's an extra sexy jersey. Even the games are now super winnable. I can't even see super winnable anymore on the Giants. No, you can't, because we also have Tampa Bay coming up. Yikes. Willis's running ability definitely translates to the pros. Decision-making does need some work, and he needs to learn to throw the ball away. But he almost gets led by the quarterback, and he's got zero help, and you're 100% right. He needs to learn that every play, especially that interception at the end of the game, he needs to understand that every play is not a winnable play, but his problem is he's got no other talent around him, so he has to try to make the plays. What's going on, Anthony? Are the Giants going to trade Evan Ingram? No, they're not going to trade him. The trading deadline's already gone. I've already said it before. They weren't going to trade him. Because the compensatory pick will probably be higher than what you can get on the open market for him. So you try to build his value these last whatever weeks. Over under the numbers of headset issues today. I'm going to go 7. 7 headsets. LeVar, what do we got for me today? Pharaoh Cooper is going to be downfield all game. Darius Slayton and Ingram in the middle of the field. My guy, Kadarius Toney is on another space. I think our defense will play good enough to keep us in the game. And you know what? I want to hope that. I don't want to say this is a winnable game, but it's a game that there's a difference between a winnable game and a game you can win. And there's a big difference between a winnable game is you're going to be in it to the end. A game you can win is because of the fact that the other team does so much to shoot themselves in the foot that they keep you into the game. And a lot of times that's what's been happening to the Giants. My first ever Giant game was the Raiders with Russell at the helm. Wow. We won like 40. He won like 4 seconds. What's up, Mark? Yo, even if we cut a bunch of guys, we're still stuck in debt. Oh, we can't cut anybody. I did a video last week, and no one ever watches when I do cap videos. I did a video last week, broke down to our entire cap space. We cut people, we're screwed. What happened here? I literally just ran out of shirts today. Do you have toilet paper, though? Daniel Jones, toilet paper giveaway. I'm thinking of a contest, and the contest is going to be, and the good thing is, like I said, there's only like 30-something people in here, so this will be easy for people to win. We're going to do an easy contest. We're going to do an easy contest. Ooh, that's some scruff there. I don't know what the contest is going to be, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it right now. Frank, what's going on? Daniel Jones, least valuable player. What you got here, Tyree? Deshaun Watson or as our Malik Willis as your back, if you think it's possible. I would actually do that. I would if he can figure out his legal issues, I would bring him in, but he's owed like $4,798 and we have no cap space. And again, I refer back to the video. Leonard Williams, Kenny G, and James Bradbury next year will account for over 30% of our cap space. Just bringing that out there. Another team couldn't hate on us. Hakeem Nicks' rookie year. I got Hakeem Nicks on the screenshot today. All right, what do we got here? Headset story equals honey, I'm home. Has 5 a.m. due to my muffler's falling. Story. What's up, James? Top of the morning to you. What's going on, James? How you doing this morning? I was a dead Giant fan for Halloween. That's pretty funny. Wore a face mask and Giants gear was a hit. I bet it was. I would do that. I don't think it's a bad idea to draft Willis as a backup to Jones. I'm not spending the first round draft choice on Malik Willis and letting him sit behind Daniel Jones. my man Malik is going to play. He's going to be a star. He's going to be a stud. I'm telling you this right now. I got this feeling. I don't have the gleam, but I have a feeling. Josh Allen threw for 64 yards against Oregon. Yeah, he did. College quarterbacks playing against far more superior teams deserve some slack. Yeah, it was just they were just overmatched. They were just overmatched completely. Let's see here. Well, according to who? According to Greg Rosenthal, Joe Judge squad has been outscored 42-7 in the final 2 minutes of the half. And indicate, that's actually a good point. I was going to do a video about that the other day. Because you're 100% right. These are little things. These are little things that people don't understand or don't get, or don't realize. And thank you for bringing that point up. I mean, that shows how you're getting. Actually, I kind of did bring that up on a video a couple days ago. But yes, that shows the lack of coaching ability. I talked about the 2-minute management, not just on the offense but on defense as well for Joe Judge. Mark watched the video. He's talking about it's sad. Watch video. What video did I hear? I love how the Giants fans trash Jalen Hurts, but he's asked around the league why people view Hurts better. It's funny. It's a good point. Jalen Hurts, I don't think is an NFL starting quarterback. I really don't. But I think he's got more of a talent level than Daniel Jones. He's got 10 touchdowns to 5 interceptions and plays on what supposedly is a much weaker team in Philadelphia. Okay, if Joe Judge is using wireless headsets this week, he feels okay. You know what's funny? I love to talk about the wireless headset. I love to talk about the wireless headset because people forget about this. It's and then you go. It's called signals. You could use them too. It's called hand signals. 327 jelly beans. How many jelly beans on the wall? Thoughts on Riddler and Pickett? Well, I think the Riddler. I think the Joker's better than the Riddler. I don't like any of them. You know who I like? Unless you believe Willis is a potential top 5, would we be better off going heavy on the old? Here's the thing, Jeff, and I don't disagree with this philosophy. I don't disagree with this philosophy at all. Here's what I disagree with. You have been going heavy offensive linemen now for how many drafts? Going back to Will Hernandez. And you've been taking a plethora of linemen, and none of them are working out. Get someone mobile. And I've said this a bazillion times. Daniel Jones is not a mobile quarterback. Daniel Jones is a running quarterback, which means he does not create his own abilities in his own lanes. Malik Willis is like Kyler Murray. If you want to bring some, want to talk about someone in the 21st century, he's Kyler Murray. He can create his own ability to move and to run. And that's what you need, even if you have a bad line. Jones is a franchise quarterback. You thought Willis was good. Terrible game yesterday. 3 INTs. Yes, John, we just talked about that. Liberty has zero talent. Liberty has no talent, and Ole Miss is ranked, 16th in the country? And they were playing in Ole Miss. He did nothing to hurt his draft stock. Nothing whatsoever. Daniel Jones had some horrid games at Duke. You need to go back and watch that. Sign Cam Newton next year and let Malil sit behind him for like 5 games. That's actually not a bad idea. I don't know if Cam would do it, though. I think Cam still thinks he's the man. I think that's the problem. He's not a franchise. He's not a man. Harry's a good basketball player. The refs can do it, but joke judge can't figure it out. I like joke judge. I love that the Giants start using hand signals. I love it because I remember going back to Philly a couple years ago when they were using the big cutout posters of like Mr. T and Rocky for calling different formations. Anyone remember that? That was pretty funny. Jones is a superior to Hurts. How is Hurts more talented? Hurts has 10 touchdowns to 5. Hurts has less talent around him, and he's playing better. Kind of crazy things. Or could we? Or you could run plays when you substitute in like the old. Oh my God! Yes, you could run in a play. Run in the play. Best line ever from a Giant running back, Joe Dom Looney. No one knows who he is. Joe Dom Looney was drafted by the Giants in the 60s. He was taken it was like 6th overall. He never played for the Giants. He got traded. He was taken like 6th overall his rookie season. Never played for the Giants. He racked up more fines than his salary, and the Giants traded him to the Colts during his rookie season. And he had a great line when it was actually Don Shula wanted him to run in some plays to the into the huddle. And he looked at Don Shula and refused to, and he says, I'm not Western Union. And of course the Giants selected him. Jones is playing the wrong sport. That's true. Who was the number 5 on Liberty who dropped an easy slant route and he should be cut? He should be cut and signed by the Giants. Double easy. Tim, this is a crazy question. Why can't they just put a clause in these damn players' contracts where if they get hurt, then they only turn a percentage of the contract depending on how much? Because of the fact that they did that for years and they actually renegotiated that in the collective bargaining agreement. Most people don't remember your contracts. A lot of your contracts in the NFL aren't guaranteed, so you're not guaranteed those money if you get hurt as well. But they changed it a little bit in the CBA, so you still kind of get paid. Most people don't understand a lot of contracts in the NFL are not guaranteed. Back in the old days, man, they weren't guaranteed at all. At this point, I think we should sign Urban Myers. Let's not go crazy. Let's bring Sam Bradford into the building. Top notch. Is that a slant to the to the what you call it to my comment last week? Oh, according to Pro Football Focus, Joe Judge leads the league in headset issues. Stop using logic with your arguments is not fair. I know it makes my brain hurt. All right, we got to figure out a way to give away this jersey. All right, I got a contest. Here we go. We got a contest. And I think I'm going to do one entry in this contest, not like guess the score contest, which we will do at 11:45. We're going to start the contest right now. Daniel Jones. I want for the Daniel Jones toilet paper. For the Daniel Jones toilet paper. This is the contest. Where's baby Saquon? Here. I'm right here. I'm baby Saquon. There's baby Saquon for you. All right. What we're going to do for the Daniel Jones toilet paper, you need, starting right now, excuse me. Still got a little bit of the cough. Starting right now, I want yards, total yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. So you have to get all three right. You have to get total yards, which you will throw for, the number of touchdowns, and the number of interceptions for Daniel Jones. All right, so we're going to put that up on the screen here. We'll do a banner here. We'll do a ticker. All right, we're going to go, hold on. I know I'm professional. Jones jersey giveaway. Guess total yards. Yep, total yards. Passing, TDs, and INTs. There we go. We're going to scroll out the bottom of the banner. Add the banner. Here we go. Here we go. All right. That's right. You got to guess total yards passing, touchdowns, and interceptions. There will only be one. You get one entry this time. One entry. So let me go back here. All right, Jones will throw for 485 yards and 5 touchdowns. Jason Garrett has to call a better play. Hopefully that's not your I hope that's not your what you call it. NFL 2040 fans select what plays to run from the app. You know, they had the football league that did that. Johnny Manziel was in that league where the fans call the plays. I saw a video on 83 and mentioned the rift between Kelvin Gilbride and Brian. When Warren calls over, a lot of Gilbride and Elson. Yeah, and then what's his name punches Buddy Ryan kind of punches Kevin Gilbride. All right, so here we go. You got to give me yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. If we have a tie, we will then draw a name at random. If we have a tie out of those names. So Saeed is coming in at DJ 225, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. I'll pass for the game, for the Raiders game here, and I'll hold on. Here we go. James giveaway, guess total yards passing or innings versus the Raiders. Yeah, because we want to give this away versus the Raiders. You know, I know, guys, it's the professionalism that just draws people to this channel. It's the professionalism. All right. All right. Totals not included. No, just passing yards. We want to make this easy. We want to give this jersey away. So, Mark, you only need to give total yards passing, touchdowns, and INTs versus the Raiders. We are going to make this easy. DJ will have 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions with a lost fumble. Oh, that's not good. Here we go. What do we got here? Chauncey, Daniel Jones, 292, 2 touchdowns and an interception. At this point, the winner should put their own name on the jersey. I'm thinking, you know, if it's a nice stitched jersey. I mean, well, it's stitched in. I guess you couldn't put Willis on the back. What do we got from Blair here? 245, and that's 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, I'm thinking. Good morning, Logic's finest. You look better. Recover. I'm looking better. I still got a little double chin here. I couldn't work out for 10 days. I still can't work out. Oh my God, it's terrible. I can't breathe still. But thank you for asking. What do we got here? Win plug. We got 235, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. No fumbles. No, we're not going to count fumbles. We're doing this easy, guys. We're trying to give away. We're trying to give this away, guys. We're trying to give it away. All I want, total yards passing, touchdowns and interceptions. Double Easy's coming in at 275, 2 touchdowns and 1 interceptions. Really, John, you're really going for 485, 5 touchdowns? You're really going for that? Are you really going for that? Or are you being sarcastic? Hold on. You know what I need to do then? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I really should get this fixed. The moving's going well, so I'm going to have my whole studio set back up again. So let's see here. John is going to go with 485 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. At least I hope that's sarcasm. What do we got here coming in, Jeff? Jeff, we got coming in at 260 with 2 and 1. All right. I don't want to win, so 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. Come on, Mike. You almost won last week. Unfortunately, the defense can't stop it. Our defense or their defense, the Raiders. What we got here in Chino? We got 269, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Okay, Mark. You're going to go 230, 1-1. All right. With Daniel Jones is going to come in at 223, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and 2 fumbles. You don't have to give me the fumbles, but if you guessed, you know what? I will say this. If you guess fumbles and you get fumbles right, I will add in a special prize. Hold on. Hold on right here. First the Raiders. Guess fumbles. Guess fumbles. Win. I'm not going to tell you what special prize is going to be. Win a special. Hold on. I can't type around my microphone. I'm known throughout the microphone because I get stupid. I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious. No, I'm a man now. No, not a loser. Being MC is what I choose. Ladies love me. Girls adore me. Even the ones that never saw me, like, win a prize. Sorry. Just had a rap a minute. Sometimes you have raps in your head. I don't know why. All right. Here we go. So you guess fumbles, win a prize, win another prize. So what do we got here in Lamar? We got 316, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Mark Ryan, great minds think alike. Let's see here. Big Frank's coming in at 246, 2 touchdowns and 1 INT. What do we got here, Jacob? 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 215. All right, we got some good guesses this time. We got some good. I can't wait to see the score guesses. I got a special guest stopping by. I don't know where he is. I really hope this team gets embarrassed every week so that Tish can walk in and run Mara out of town. I don't even know if Tish is going to, I don't even know if that's a thing with Tish, if that's going to be great, how that's going to work out. Jonathan S. We got DJ at 262, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. All right. How about the tiebreaker? How many horrible timeouts will Joe Judge use? He's got 6. So knowing Joe Judge, it could be anything. Total yards passing for James is going to be 305, 2 touchdowns. And I think that's no interceptions, James. Yeah, let's see here. Looking at the one they call easy. Ruthless. I'm sorry. I really should not be rapping NWA because I think that would probably get me banned again, like when I streamed the Giant game. Oops. I got so many rules. Don't stream things. Got in a lot of trouble for that. And then it's funny. I got in a lot of trouble from the league from that, but you know what happened? I did it again the next week. DJ coming at 237, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Oh, James, didn't you give an answer already? I'm being optimistic. 305, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. What do we got? Samuel coming in here at 230, 1 touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown, 1 interception. You didn't need to give me the rushing touchdown, but you know what? If you get the rushing touchdown right, I will give out another special prize. I don't know. I got a lot of prizes to give out. I got a lot of excuse me, guys. I'm looking at my back wall because I have a whole bunch of Giant stuff, so I'm just kind of seeing what I have that I could give away. Can I add 1 fumble? Sure, you can. If you missed the prediction with your fumble, please add your fumble prediction. Ed Dobbs, Colts assistant GM, he deserves a lot of credit for helping build Chris Ballard, build the Colts roster, and Dobbs was a valuable part. Various process of scout as well. Maybe it's, you know what? I actually saw an article about Ed Dobbs in the New York Post. I think it was last week, and he might not be a bad option. Let's see. My guest is supposed to be here. Yes, I like when people respond to your text messages. Yes, I don't remember what my text message was. I think the GM from the Raiders may bring in Willis and build a similar system. Oh, my God. We got our special guest here, and we're going to bring this gentleman in. This gentleman needs no introduction. I wanted to bring him in for a couple minutes to talk about the state of the affairs of the New York Giants. He is one of my favorite subscribers. You are all my favorite subscribers. But this guy has been around for forever. I know him. I don't know him personally, of course. He's never been on the show before. He is affectionately known as Mr. Lewis. And he will always be Mr. Lewis from Auto, not audio. If you need a car, don't go far. Go find Mr. Lewis at RPM Audio.
Thank you, Tim.
Welcome. Finally, a face-to-face.
Finally. Thank you for having me on, man.
It is a pleasure to have you on. I love your comments. I love when you come in and kind of set the record straight. You and I do agree a lot about things, but we have times where we don't. Mm-hmm. And you call me out, you tell me when you think something, and that's And I think that's what the channel is about. And like I said, I appreciate everything that you do to make the channel better via the comments and the live streams.
Man, Tim, first and foremost, I want to thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate that. And thank you for always shouting me out, man. You always shouting out my business. I appreciate that. I appreciate the work that you do. I think, this Giants, universe, the Giants community, they need to hear what's real and not what's, hoping that can happen or, whatever the case may be. But I love your content. I love how you keep it real. You just go straight to the point, no sugarcoating. And that's what I'm all about too. You know what I mean? So I appreciate your work, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, you requested to come on, and I always try to, when someone requests to come on, I always do that. And I assume you want to give your opinion of the state of the affairs of the New York Giants from the start of this 2-6 season.
Well, the thing is, the problem here is I know a lot of fans are saying, well, what can we do to fix this? Do we got to get rid of the coach? And I tell people, no, it starts up top. It starts with ownership. It starts with John Mara, Steve Tisch. It starts with them. They have to start to think outside the box. They can't be afraid and start saying, oh, we got to hire within because I know this guy, I feel comfortable with this guy, so I feel comfortable with him moving forward. You got to think outside the box. I always felt, when we hired Dave Gettleman, it was the wrong move.
Right.
I was going crazy. I was pissed off about it. I was like, man, this is you have an opportunity right now. John Mara in 2017 had an opportunity to think outside the box and say, you know what? We need a change in this organization. We need to start thinking within the modern day time football. We need to start to change things. And they didn't do that. They went with what was comfortable. They went with, they went with
the giant way.
The giant way, which I was upset about it. Then he comes in. Then, there was a big debate about quarterbacks, running backs, Saquon Barkley. I was against going with Saquon Barkley. Nothing personal against Saquon Barkley. I like the guy. The guy's a good, humble guy. Nothing against the guy. But I'm against you taking you have the second pick in the draft. You're going to take a running back that only lasts max 5 years. And as you can see right now with the injuries, we're not even getting anything out of Saquon Barkley.
I do want to interrupt you for a second because I agree with this comment. I don't know if you see it on the bottom. Roldy should honestly make a YouTube channel. Dude has everyone's comment sections for years. You should. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I've always said that you should offer your opinion, but you're 100% right about Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, your life expectancy of a running back is 5 years. You take a guy number 2 overall, you're going to pay him within the top 10 of all running backs in the league. Next year, he's going to be making over $8 million, which will still keep him in the top 10. The career longevity is not there. My question is to you, and I have twofold question here. Mm-hmm. If you didn't want to take Barkley at number 2, hindsight, who did you want to take? And
I'm glad you asked me that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted a quarterback that year. I wanted Josh Rosen. And boy, was I wrong about Josh Rosen. But I liked the kid coming out. I really liked Josh Rosen. And my second pick was, what's his name? Sam Darnold. That didn't work out.
I hated both of those guys.
But again, Tim, I'm a fan. I felt like it was the right time to start over. We had the second overall pick. I wanted a quarterback. I really like Josh Rosen, but I'm not the GM.
Right.
Dave Gettleman is the freaking GM. He should have said, yo, you know what? It's time to reset. You know what? You don't like these quarterbacks? That's cool. But you should have traded down, accumulate more picks, and pick somebody else instead of taking a running back.
Right.
It just didn't make sense to me. If you did not like the quarterbacks, cool. You had the second overall pick. You were getting phone calls. You can't tell me you weren't getting phone calls.
Oh no, you
getting phone calls for that number 2 pick. So you can't tell me you couldn't gotten so much for that number 2 pick instead of taking a running back. And look at where we are right now. It's just the philosophy of this whole organization pissed me off. And again, a lot of people think I'm negative. You got people. I go on other content creators. They call me.
Wait a minute, you go on other content creators?
I had one dude that wants to fight me because I'm being honest and I'm telling them what the real deal is. It's like fans don't want to hear real. They want to hear people talk about you know what? It's going to be all right. No, it's not going to be all right, man. We're going through years of this turmoil.
Yep.
We got to start to be honest and real with other fans, man. We got to tell them, like, no, this is a problem. It stems from ownership. We have to change the philosophy of this organization and make a clear changes.
Yep.
We can't just keep on going on these platforms and telling fans, you know what? I like this move. Every move for an off season, and I'm jumping all over the place. I'm just pissed. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we had you on.
You go on other pages, on other content creators, they make videos on every move the Giants made the offseason. Oh, I like the move. I like the move. What do you like about it? What do you know about the guy? We don't know anything about this person for you to tell other people, oh, I think it's a good move. No, it's not.
Yeah. That's where I personally always get in trouble.
No, but Tim, and that's why I respect you. You are like a breath of fresh air. It's like, yo, this is what Giant fans need to hear. You know what I'm saying? They need to hear the real thing. We have a problem with this organization, and it's not gonna get better, man, unless we start to change from top to bottom. John Mara has to change his ways. Hire somebody on the outside. Bring in some new talent, young, talented scouts. We got to get rid of these. Some of these scouts that's in the organization right now, been with the team since the late 80s.
I was going to say, yes, I think the one scout we have, I think, was on the team in 88.
I mean, come on, Tim. This is 2021. The NFL has changed, man.
No, it hasn't. It's still the top back passer league.
But come on. It's just mind-boggling, man.
Now, my big question is also, I mean, I think I know your opinion on Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. What direction? Okay, we're going into year 4 with Daniel Jones. Are we going into year 4 with Daniel Jones? You're busy getting the perfect car for everyone at RPM Auto. So now you are now the Giant GM. What are you doing year 4 with Daniel Jones? You're a year away from either having to pick up that 5th-year option to potentially having to pay him the big money. Is he the franchise quarterback? Is he the man? If it's up to you, what are you doing going into and knowing all the situation, all the salary cap issues we have going into 2022? What are you doing?
It's a tough question, too. It's a real tough question. But to answer the other part of the question, no, I don't think he's the franchise quarterback.
Oh, I know that. Really don't. You don't think that?
He doesn't have that it factor. As much as people want to say that, we can't evaluate Jones because of what's around him, and he does with the lack of talent around him. BS. That's bullshit.
Yep.
But if I'm the GM,
keep talking. I feel underdressed.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm the GM, I'm just torn with this. I'm going back and forth. It's either, we go with him for another year because I don't know anything about these quarterbacks coming out. Or I just get rid of him. But I'm leaning towards just, holding on to him for one more year. You know what I'm saying? And just ride the wave at this point. Because I don't know anybody in the draft. No quarterbacks. I know you talk about Malik Willis a lot, but I haven't looked at anybody yet. So I really don't know which direction to go with. I think we're just stuck right now.
The draft is a crapshoot. You're not really going to find anyone just giving away a quarterback in free agency, right? Because anyone worth their salt is still going to be on a roster. I like Malik Willis because he's a 21st century quarterback. He is a guy that can move around the pocket. And I've said it before a million times about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is a point guard who cannot create his own shot.
Right.
He needs to have that designed running play. He's a running quarterback. He's not a scrambling quarterback, but You complain about the offensive line, everyone does. Malik Willis helps alleviate that, especially if you have a mobile quarterback who, if you at least have good tackles and play on the outside and use a rolling pocket, he is someone that I think could start right away from the Giants. I don't know what his career arc's going to be, but I think it's going to, like I said, I call him Baby Vic because I was lucky enough to watch Michael Vick play at Virginia Tech. I saw him in college. I saw his brother Marcus play. I mean, so it's just a guy to me that I feel is there. But to your point, do you think, though, that fans are willing, that certain segment of fans are willing to roll the dice with Daniel Jones in 2022? Because if he projects on this track right now, he's going to barely crack over 3,800 yards, maybe throw for 11 touchdowns and like 7 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you really think Giant fans at that point in time, after another losing season or potential lost season, will be like, yeah, let's just roll the dice one more time with Daniel?
We're getting it now.
Yeah, I know.
We're getting fans, saying, well, let's roll the dice. Let's roll the dice with, the reason why I'm at this point right now is like, we don't have, to me, the way I look at it, we don't have no choice. You know what I mean? We have no choice but to roll with Daniel Jones for maybe one more year, whatever the case may be. But you got fans right now that right now they're like, no, it's not Daniel Jones. It's the offensive line. We need to fix the offensive line. We need to get more weapons, which we've got more weapons. Right. We've got more weapons for the guy. And mind you, before the injuries, Jones, we weren't scoring touchdowns neither. So I don't know where this concept is coming from.
That's an excellent point that people never point out. That's actually a fantastic point. The first 3-4 games, he had a full complement of everything. And
we weren't scoring.
We weren't scoring points then. It was all Jason Garrett's fault.
Right. And that, going to the Jason Garrett thing. I mean, you got fans who want to blame Garrett. It's like, where is this thing coming from? Where is it coming from? I mean, you got a quarterback that is limited with his talent, and Garrett knows that. The guy has to do what he's limited. He's limited with Jones, so he's got to go by that. Strength.
But I got a good question. I got a question for you on that with Jason Garrett. I have stated, multiple times on the show, I do not think the edict of the offensive philosophy is coming from Jason Garrett. I think it's coming from Joe Judge, that he does not want to put, that he knows what he has in Daniel Jones, but he does not want to put him in a position to be the reason why the Giants lose the game. Do you think there's any validity in that?
No, there is. I agree with you, man. I agree, and that's what it is. And it's amazing how most people don't see that, and because that's what I see. That's what I see. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, Daniel Jones his turnovers are down." Yeah, because they're trying to protect the fucking guy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They're trying to protect the guy. That's the only reason why his turnovers are down. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you with that, Tim. I totally do.
Now, everyone knows my affinity and love affair for Pro Football Focus. And Pro Football Focus has been ranking Daniel Jones, as one of the best quarterbacks. He's no longer one of the best deep ball quarterbacks. But do you take any validity, or do you give any stock to Pro Football Focus Next Gen?
I don't look at none of that.
So many fans. I mean, that, as you know, in the comment section, so many fans. That's their go-to.
I don't go by that stuff. I go by what I see with my own eyes. That's what I see.
I said litmus test.
I'm not going by none of that BS. And that's another thing that's affecting some of the Giants community. It's stuff, because it's stuff like PFF, it's stuff like other content places is spewing BS and not actually watching these games and actually seeing these things as it unfolds. No, I don't take any validity in PFF. I don't.
I didn't think so. I just thought I would ask, because like I said, that's the crutch of the younger Giant fan generation, where they're like, oh, well, Pro Football Focus says this. And it's like, okay.
Right.
And I think that I've said it a million times. There's no way you can gauge. Yes, they and I did this in the league for a living. Yeah, I went and I broke down plays. I broke down films. I broke down tendencies. But the problem is I knew the formation. Right. I knew the audible. I knew who missed their assignment. I knew who was covering for XYZ's assignment. You don't know that with Pro Football Focus because you're not within the organization. So it's garbage statistics. I did a video the other day, and actually it was kind of a well-received video, and I was very shocked about it. And I talked about the honesty of Giant YouTubers and social media. And you touched on this briefly, because you go on a lot of other channels. I don't go on any channels except for I go on Bad Dog's channel, because I think Bad Dog gives
Bad Dog is the man.
A very similar opinion that I have. And not that we sit there and we just agree with each other, because we don't, but he keeps it straight. And I did a video that kind of said, you know what, to your point, there are so many other content creators that are doing this for the clicks, the likes, the bleeps and the bloops and everything else to get more popular, but they're not giving honest content and opinion. For someone that yourself who goes on these other channels, I don't know this, so that's why I'm asking. I'm asking this. How bad, at times. Now, I've people send me the links to videos, but I don't watch them. I just see the titles. How bad are some of these streams or even these videos in reference to honesty in regards to what is being shown on the field? I saw one video, someone, Emerson Smith, that said he was saying he was going to be the greatest linebacker and he was going to be the it factor for the Giants, and the guy's never played it down. I mean, but what's the honesty level outside of myself, Bad Dog, and whoever else is out there? Because like I said, I don't know. I don't go this, but I know it's bad because people tell me, but you're there. You're on the front lines. You are taking the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune by telling the truth. How bad is it?
It's bad. Tim, is really bad. It's to the point where it's like, really? And I don't know necessarily if it's just for the clicks and that. Maybe it could be because of that, but I think it's more so of their fandom. I think their fandom, blinds what they're actually looking at. It's like they're such a fan that they just cannot be. They just can't bash their team. They can't be honest with their team. It's more so of that. I think it's not more so of the clicks. It's more so of them, their fandom. It's bad out there, man. I go after a couple of people and I get beat up about it. I'm called a hater, or I'm always picking on this person. No, I'm not picking. I'm just calling you out. Like, yo, you have a platform here, man. Just be honest, man. Just be real and honest with the fans. No, nobody's gonna bash you if you are honest with them. And if they do, then who cares?
I was going to say there are a lot of people.
What the real deal is? It's like, yo, this is the problem.
I get bashed all the time. Pro Football Focus says Daniel Jones ranks 25th out of 34 now. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Of course, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I mean, Daniel, this is actually and I kind of want to go back to that point, but this is actually a good point about Daniel Jones, and even Pro Football Focus, they have him ranked 25th out of 34th quarterbacks. Where in the league right now, and I want to go back to the other comment section, but where in the league right now do you see, where does Daniel Jones fit in? I don't see him in the top 15.
Nope.
But where do you see him fit in the echelon of quarterbacks?
Man, to me, he fits like a backup quarterback, man.
Really?
That's how I see Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones does not have the it factor. Yes, he has the NFL arm. Yes, he can run. He could do that stuff, but he doesn't have the it factor, man. He does. The mental capacity is just it's not there for him. It's not. And again, people could say the offensive line is the problem. Offensive line is the problem. The lack of weapon. There's times the offensive line is holding up. The guy can't seem to make a fast decision. We're watching this every week. But
he has an issue processing. And I've said this. He has an issue processing what he sees and delivering it down to his arm to make the connection, which is why Pat Shurmur kind of made him a one-read quarterback. Right. And I laugh. If you look at the Carolina game, the first thing that I said about the Carolina game was have Daniel Jones play in a floating pocket. Roll him to the left, and this is exactly what the Giants did. They rolled him to the left, they rolled him to the right, and they limited his ability to make the read. They gave him a short read, an intermediate read, a deep read on one side of the field, and he had not a great game, but a game good enough to beat, Carolina. But you can't do that every week. So no. I mean,
his pocket presence is to me is just not there. Everybody, going back to Saquon Barkley, that year that Saquon, his first year that he had that breakout year, that was because of freaking Eli Manning. That was Eli Manning knowing where to put Saquon Barkley, and that's how Saquon Barkley was successful. Now, don't you notice how yes, he's been injured, but when he was playing, he wasn't getting the yards. He wasn't really dominating as much as we were used to.
His best games, his second season, were with Eli Manning under center.
100%.
And 100%. And Eli Manning knows how to make the pre-snap reads. He knows how to call out the mic. He knows how to make the adjustments that allowed. And I've said that a million times. That allowed Saquon to be Saquon.
Right.
A Giants YouTuber called DJ Payton with wheels. Do you know who that is? I see a comment there because it's a super chat. And of course, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. So I don't know. I don't know. And going back to giant YouTubers, I don't know a lot of YouTubers. I got into it very beginning of my YouTube career with certain people for being honest. And my question to you is, and I understand that you think it's more about their fandom. in reference to the content but they're putting up. But and again, I'm putting you in the mindset, I guess, of a YouTuber. You have someone like David Sills. I heard for 2 years the awesomeness of David Sills and how wonderful he was going to be. And you saw videos and Twitter about David Sills and this dude can't even get on the field when our wide receivers are wrecked. I mean, but do you think that fans just see a guy? And there was a 3-year sample of David Sills. He used to be a quarterback at West Virginia. You know, he couldn't stay in the league. He couldn't stay on a roster. I mean, outside of New York, everyone sees that, but it seems like the social media community in New York doesn't see it outside of certain people.
Well, you know why? Because some fans, they want to cling on to hope. Because Giants have history of finding guys like, that came, unrestricted, like the Victor Cruz of the world, comes in and balls out. You know what I mean? I think Giants, any little thing that has to do with, oh, wow, the Giants did that last time. I think they could do it again. The hope just takes over and it blinds the reality. So they don't really see anything. They don't see clear. They just see hope. Oh, I think he could make it, and I think he's going to do good. We're 2-6, whatever it is. We win another game, we have a chance to make it to the playoffs and go on a run like we did in 2011, 2007. Yeah. I mean, these are the things. These are the things that some Giant, and not all Giant fans. These are some of the things that Giant fans hold on to, and it blinds their eyes. It's just bad. It's bad.
All right, so we got the Las Vegas Raiders in town today. Mm-hmm. Okay, we always do it. We always do a score prediction. We always do. I haven't given mine yet, and we're gonna still do the DJ. We're still doing the DJ contest giveaway for the jersey. Those that don't know, just put in the comment section the number of total yards in reference to passing, touchdowns, and interceptions. If you also guess the number of fumbles, we will give you a little special prize on top of that. What do you think here? Raiders coming into town. Henry Ruggs, the whole situation is gone. They still have a plethora of more than serviceable wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. What do you think is going to happen in the next hour?
I mean, I think the Giants have a chance to win. They have a chance. Do I think they're going to win? I don't think so. I think the way Derek Carr is playing right now, I think he's playing really good football. And again, with the whole off the field issues with Gruden and Henry Ruggs, I don't know if that's going to play a part. But I think the Raiders are a good team. They're a good team. I think the Giants do have a shot to win, but I don't think they're going to win. And mind you, just to let you know, I could be wrong, but last time I checked, the Raiders have the worst offensive line than we do, right?
They have a bad offensive line. But
what's their record?
They're 5-2.
And we're what? The fans want to make excuses about offensive line BS.
We're not 5-2. Well, the thing is with Derek Carr is we talked about this before you came on. He goes for the short passes. He's not going to be like Patrick Mahomes. Right. Patrick Mahomes always tries to force the ball deep. Derek Carr understands that you need to play with what's in front of you. And that's why he's completing 67% of his passes, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So he's smart enough to understand that, and I get worried about that. At the end of the day, pressing Mr. Lewis, what's the score? What's the score?
Oh man, Tim, I hate putting.
I know you do, but that's why I do this.
Oh man, I'm gonna go 24-21 Raiders.
24-21 Raiders. Okay, we got Mr. Lewis's score. You know what? We're gonna go a little longer today because we have a special guest here. Guys, we have to start giving out the scores. So for the Eli Manning 2007 replica Super Bowl ring, put it in the comments. Many guesses as you want. What do you think the score of the Giant game is going to be? Also, make sure that you also guess for the Daniel Jones, two-ply toilet paper giveaway. So number 8, Cool Rush jersey. Make sure you give us your scores. If you had any questions, I didn't go through a lot of the comments. We had a ton of comments. If you got any questions for Mr. Lewis, and please feel free. We're probably going to go to about 12:15, so we make sure we get all the scores in. Can you hang out there for a few little bit? Okay, perfect. So has anyone got any? Let's get our scores in. Anyone have any questions for Mr. Lewis or myself? I mean, this is the time. You got him in person. It's not on the chat. It's not to put him on the spot, but you can now say what you want to say. Yes. I give you all the credit in the world, my friend, because like I said, I could never go. And like I said, I did it for when I first started, And then everyone was like, well, you're just making rebuttal videos. I'm like, I'm not making rebuttal videos. I just can't watch other videos, because the fact I also don't want to have I don't also want to filter my comment or my thought process by looking at someone else's.
Right.
And I think that's the way to go. We got scores coming in here. We got our friend over here in Italy going in 14-10 for the Giants. We have Jonathan coming in at 31-24. Lamont has been asking this question. Do you know about Ed Dobbs?
Yeah, actually, he was on my list back in 2017. Ed Dobbs, was he on? Yeah, he was on my list because the guys that I wanted was George Patton from Minnesota.
Yep.
I wanted the name is leaving me here. The assistant GM to Ozzie in Baltimore.
Right. Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I believe Ed Dobbs was on the list, and those were the guys that I wanted. But moving forward, the guy that I want is Mike something from Kansas City.
Oh, yeah. The assistant GM.
Yes. I would love to get my hands on him to be the Giants GM, And again, listen, most people don't want to get a new GM because they don't want to get rid of Judge. But I'm not, crazy in love with Judge, but I don't hate the guy. I like Judge. But if a new GM comes in and he wants to clean house with the head coach, hell yeah, let him do it. Let him do it.
That was my big question I've always had. You are a young general manager, a young assistant general manager. You are offered the Giants job. You are told you need to keep Joe Judge, Daniel Jones, and you have zero salary cap in 2022. Does that make that position palatable for someone to come in and say, well, I can turn everything around in 2023?
No. I'm not taking the job.
And that's that's been my point with that this whole time. I mean, do people think that a GM is going to want to have those stipulations?
They're not.
Do you think Mara and Tisch would allow a new GM to come in and get rid of Judge and Daniel Jones?
That's the problem. Unless John Mara start, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more so John Mara. I don't know. Steve Tisch. I know the guy's more in the entertainment business, but he's always hanging out with young people and everything like that. Maybe if he could have a say here and say, no, John, you've been running everything. It's my turn. I want somebody from outside the organization. And if he wants to hire his own staff, his own crew, so be it.
Yep.
I think Steve Tisch needs to speak up.
And Tisch came out last year and basically said if things don't change,
right,
there may be internal changes within the organization. I mean, do you think and I still believe that Mara owns more of the Giants than Tisch.
Oh, he does?
I don't think it's a 50-50 split. I have to go back and look. But there also is a board and there's everything else. Do you think that Mara, whose father, our grandfather, Wellington, or I can't remember his father, grandfather, Wellington Mara, founded the team, ran the team, Mara has always been in charge of the football operations going back to the 20s. Do you think that they would give that up, even for the sake of the fans?
And that's the scary part there, Tim. No, I don't think so. That's the scary part.
That's good. That's the
scary part. And that's why I said, until Mara starts to sit there and analyze this and say, you know what, it's not working. It's not working. We're gonna be in the same thing, man. And that's the scary part, man. I'm a Giant fan, man. I listen. I don't want people to think I'm a negative. I want to win as much as anybody, but I want quality players on the field.
Yep.
I'm watching, Tim. You listen to this. I'm watching games with my wife, right? With the Giants, we watch games, right? And then we're watching other teams. My wife always says the Giants look like a high school football team compared to other teams that are playing. The Giants look like a team that don't even know they don't even belong in the NFL.
It was funny. My wife and I were watching the Jet game on Thursday, and before Mike White got hurt, and he threw a touchdown pass. He threw that touchdown pass, and my wife goes, "Daniel Jones would never do that." She goes, he goes, and this guy, what, is like a third string quarterback coming in? And our guy can't even do this.
It's crazy.
It is. So
it's a sad thing.
So Mara does own 51%.
Oh, okay.
Dishes 48. I knew they maintained control over the organization. I knew they did.
Okay.
But that's why I keep. Do you have an
so then, Tim, I guess we're screwed.
No, we're not. Come on. Listen, if I have to be the one if I'm the one that's the voice of optimism,
right?
we're in some serious trouble here. Oh my goodness. Here we got guys, we got any more scores? I've been putting up the scores on the screen. Don't think I'm ignoring you. I've been trying to put them all up. Everyone thinks you should have a YouTube channel.
I know everybody.
Oldie Bites. I just saw the name come up from Zachary,
including my friends and family. They all tell me that. I'm like, nah.
Why not?
I got a busy life. I wouldn't be able to. I know I'm always on here. I'm always supporting, but I'm always moving. I'm always on the go. So it would be tough for me to do.
You couldn't do something like I do, where you don't have to get on the camera. I never get on the camera except for this. You just
I could probably do something. I mean, I could probably do something down the line, but not right now.
Okay.
Not right.
I honestly think it's and I think in a lot of ways I'm selfish about it. Because when I see someone who is an intelligent fan such as yourself, who understands not only the Giants but understands football, I think those are the types of people that we need.
We do
on YouTube.
We do.
And I think that, and again, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just telling you, these are the people that we need, because you give an opinion outside of, just the Giants. You understand intelligently the nuances of football and the things that are going wrong. And I think that's the big, and I've said this before, and I don't put down other channels because of this, but I have a hard time watching channels for people that are much younger than I am, because of the fact that and I've always said this before, if your life experience is only Eli Manning,
right,
you really don't know.
They don't understand. They don't.
And that's an issue. And I also have a problem, like I said, if you haven't played the game, I don't hold that against people, but like I said, I have hard times with people that give comments about players when they've never played the position or they've never suited up. Right. And I think your perspective is fresh to the point because of the fact that you let us know not only your passionate opinion, which I think is the key, but you have the knowledge behind it to speak to it intelligently. Because I always have people that come on and tell me, well, Daniel Jones is the greatest quarterback. And I say, why? And they say, well, because you suck and you hate him.
Right.
Like, no, it's like, and I've said that a million times. I don't hate Daniel Jones because I want him to succeed, because then he will help us win.
Exactly. And we don't want to be miserable every week.
That's right. And that's what we need.
It's just like with you, Tim, it's only a few of you guys out there, and like I said, that's why I appreciate you, the Bad Dogs, even Mike Too Nice. He keeps it 100. But other guys, it's just and I get it. It's their channel, but my problem I have is, but now you're giving out false hope to a fan base that's been suffering for a long time. You shouldn't do that. Just be honest with them and let them know, like, listen, yo, this is what it is.
Yep.
This is bad.
It's not good.
It's not going to get any better unless it starts from here, unless we make these different changes. And again, going on other people's channel, I get beat up on all the time. But, I called out Chris. I said, Chris, you make a lot of videos this offseason about all of these players coming on here, this and that. You're a Giants content creator. Why wasn't there a video for Leonard Williams when he was talking that trash stuff about fans born? Why weren't there a video when there were, Joe Judge making that stupid headset shit? It's like, so wait, so you want to just talk about the positive and not talk about the negative stuff, right? Is that what you're telling me? And nothing against Chris. I like Chris. I disagree with him with a lot of shit.
Right.
But you got to be honest with them. You got to put out the real stuff. Like, yo, listen, what he did was effed up. Regardless if you like the player.
Yeah.
There's players that I like, I call them out. So you have a platform, call them out. Be honest with the fans out here, man. Because right now, some of these fans are really young and all they know is Eli Manning and they think it's going to get better. No, it's not. It's not.
No, it's not. Not until we make it get better. And like I said, I didn't know. Like I said, I don't watch Chris's videos. I don't. And it has nothing to do. Everyone thinks I have a problem with Chris. I don't have a problem with Chris. I don't have a problem with anybody.
Me neither. I don't have no problem.
But it's just the fact that, like I said, but if you're not, and I didn't know that he didn't do any Leonard Williams videos. It's but I think that and I'm not calling out Chris, but I'm thinking it's a disservice.
It is.
To your fan
That's my
base
issue.
That's
my issue.
If you don't make these videos, and
that's my issue.
People always say, "Well, you never make videos that are positive." I make positive videos all the time. It's just I'll say something for 90, for 9-10 minutes that's positive, mention something negative, and then told I'm negative.
Right.
And it's like, well, no, I'm going to give you the facts.
They don't listen to your full videos. That's the thing. And you always have positive stuff in your videos. That's the thing. If they listen to the length of it.
Thank you.
Don't just listen to the negative and say, "Oh, let me make a comment back to him," and then shut it off. I think that's what most people do. They listen once they hear you say something negative, they don't want to hear the rest of it. Yeah. They just ready to just attack.
And I think, Saeed, hope you have a good night or a good day. Hope you'll come back on the stream at 9, Saeed. And I think that's the issue. And I always it drives me crazy because, and to your point, like I said, I'll say something and then they'll only hear them. Maybe they do just turn it off after that.
That's what they do.
But they don't hear the rest where I come back. And I love it because they'll leave comments. And I always get in trouble because I always tell people you're too stupid to watch. And then I block them because of the fact that they don't listen to everything that's being said. And I think as a content creator, and like I said, this is just my opinion. As a content creator, you need to give both sides of the story, good or bad, right or wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, but you need to show those options for everyone and give everyone's opinion. Because like the kid from Green Bay, that when we traded Isaac Yiadom for him, I said he was a bum. I said he was a bum the day we made that trade. I said it was a contract trade, and the first thing that they did was they renegotiated his contract and then they waived him. But I saw things on Twitter where he was going to do this, and Graham was going to turn him around and this, and I'm like, he was a bum for 2 years.
Oh, I think it's a great move. It's a great move for the special teams. I think it's a great move.
And that's what it is. It's like he hasn't played well in years.
This is the stuff that's out here, man.
And I love it because I said that in the video, but then I prefaced it with the fact that I broke down his play. But I got so much hate because people are like, well, you just hate him. I'm like, no, I don't hate him. But listen to the part where I said all the things that he couldn't do. And I said, I thought he was just a contract guy that we were going to renegotiate and then waive like in 6-7 weeks, which we did because that was the move for the Giants because they were trying to get out from under Isaac Yiadom. But I actually thought Isaac Yiadom, and everyone knows how I feel about Isaac Yiadom. I tried to get him a bus ticket out of town. I raised $1.78. But I thought Isaac Yiadom was going to have more of an opportunity to be part of this organization this year because of the fact that he could be more of a man-to-man guy, and he had the ability to blitz on third down, which Patrick Graham does 38 or something like 68% of the times with his defensive back. So I thought that was an option.
Right.
But you know what? See, we got too many people here, man, saying you need to do a channel. You need to, here we go. We got nobody's rocking the Giants, man. We got so many things that you need.
Like I said, I'm just a Giant fan. I just want change. I just want my team to put out a good, product on the field, good athletic product. None of that old school model. You got to be a certain height to be drafted for the Giants, or give me that athletic talent right now. Yeah. Give me that talent now. Somebody that we could build on. We can continue building so later on we could have sustainable success. I don't want to just have a 9-6 season. I want to be like where the Chiefs are, other teams are. Look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals had the balls. They traded up to get fucking Josh Rosen.
Yep.
They traded up. Then they realized they made a mistake. So they had the balls to say, you know what? I was wrong. And now look at them right now.
Washington did the same with Dwayne Haskins.
Look at Washington.
Washington doesn't even have a quarterback, and they got rid of him. At least, I think everyone knows that I another one of my man crushes was Kyler Murray, even coming out of the draft. And I said the Giants are never going to draft him because he's smaller than Joe Morris. You're 5'7" at quarterback, whatever he wants to lie.
He doesn't fit the measurables the Giants look for.
Thank you. He doesn't fit the giant, and I say it all the time, the giant model.
Giant measurables. That's what it is. Tim, don't you notice some players, right? You like, this guy looks like a Giant type of player that Giants would take. And then you look at other players, you're like, Nope, Giants wouldn't take that.
No. Well, that's why I laugh about Malik Willis. I know the Giants never take Malik Willis unless there's a change of organizational philosophy, and it's not because he's African American. It's not because he's too short. It's just he doesn't fit the Giant mold. He doesn't fit the 6'4", 6'5" statuesque quarterback who has some mobility but can see downfield.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with anything but the Giant model. And until we get away from the Giant model, I mean, I think you and I can both agree it's going to be the same results.
But Tim, are we going to ever get away from this model?
I don't know. Honestly, I wish I could say yes. I wish I could say no. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I mean, and that's the thing. Oh, we got Dominic Palmer, of course, in here. Dominic's also my co-host from NFL Talk from across the pond and back, the very successful podcast. No, not that successful. We should be more bigger than we are. Mr. Lewis, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you a big question here. I'm getting serious. I got my LT Super Bowl jersey on, my throwback 86-56 jersey. I think if you have the availability, you should make the commitment to come on this show every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
Okay, I'll try.
I think you should come on at least for 10, 15 minutes if you have I know you have a lot going on in your household.
Yes.
And I know you have a new addition. So
yes,
I do.
I do. And he's getting bigger and bigger every day.
I know they grow up way too fast. But I think even if it's for 10 minutes, I would like to give you every Sunday, and it doesn't have to be every Sunday, but we always do this. I mean, at least through the season, Sunday at 11, just for you to come on 5-10 minutes if you want, and just give the honest Giant facts. And we say, if you don't want to do a YouTube channel, fine. You know what? I'm going to make you do this. I'm going to make you come on for at least 10 minutes, and you are going to give me your opinion on the state of the fair, not only on the Giants, but on Giant YouTube, Giant social media, and everything else. Because, like I said, you are out there. You are putting yourself out there. I don't like I said, I don't see some of your comments, but I get people send me screenshots on some of the things that you have to put up with. Yeah. So I would love, like I said, if you can, just to come on, even if it's for 5-10 minutes, and just speak your mind, and you can go enjoy your Sunday after that. But I think you should at least do that. If you're not going to make a channel. I
would love that. I would love that.
Then I'm going to send you an email about it. And like I said, it doesn't have to be, all the time. Just if you want to come in, especially after a bad loss, potentially today.
Yeah.
And just give us your thought on that.
Yeah. So. And by the way, if we win, I watch all fans are going to say, oh, we probably got a shot at the playoffs. And I'm trying to tell people, get the playoff shit out of your freaking minds. Get that out of your mind. Okay. Right now we're in turmoil. We need to, a win will make you feel, okay and happy about it. But don't start thinking that we might make the playoffs. That's out of the question.
Yep.
Out.
Yep. See, look at this. We already got it. The Tim and Roldy show. Keeping the G-men honest. See, look at that, man. I'm telling you, you would be a superstar. That. You would be a superstar on this show. You already are a superstar, because you know what? If you're looking for a car, don't go far. It's RPM Auto.
RPM Lease and Sales. Come on.
Lease and Sales, man. Come on. All right, we're going to close out the show today because the Giant game is going to be on in about 45 minutes. So we're going to give some people some last chances to throw in your score to win the Eli Manning replica Super Bowl ring. And also, if you want to give us your total yards passing, touchdowns, interceptions for Daniel Jones, you will win. Whoever gets the Daniel Jones Cool Rush jersey off my back. It's been washed. It's COVID free now. So I'm actually going to get, I'll dry clean it again before I send it out. So you don't think we're going to make the playoffs if we win today?
No.
We're not going to make the playoffs at all. Come on.
Not with this high school team. No.
We got Nikki's coming in saying, Roldy, I love how you checks the entertainer. Oh, when I check him, it's not even about bashing him. It's just like, yo, you got a lot of following here. You can't just keep lying. Not lying. You can't just keep thinking everything is all goody and come on. Now, like I said, because I don't know this, but what would be a check? I mean, what would you say to Chris or to Bad Dog? Just out of curiosity, because I don't know.
you know, off season, every move the Giants make, it's always a good move. The coaches we hire, it's always a good move.
37
Never,
coaches
I don't know about this. I don't know enough about this guy. I don't know if he's the right guy. It's always, no, I love this move. Leonard Williams. Well, he's having a great year. He has 5 sacks. 5 of those sacks, 3 of them are coverage sacks. Paying this guy big time money to give him kudos because he got 5 sacks, and out of 5 sacks, there's 3 of them that are coverage sacks. Again, I don't have any issues with Chris, but these are the type of things. It's like, bro, don't do this, man. Do not do that. Don't say these things.
See, here we go. You are the #1 hater, my friend.
See? That's the main guy, Chill Daddy. That's one of his, that's always on the other chat. That's always calling me a hater.
You know what?
Don't even want to understand my point of view of the way I see things. I'm a diehard Giant fan. I love my team. I bleed blue. I'm always, majority of my life is always Giants. Yep. My wife even gets pissed off at me because I'm always focused on the Giants. How am I a hater? Because I want to see this team be a successful team, and I'm calling it how it is. I'm a negative person. I'm a hater. Come on, Chill Daddy. Come on, man. You should know better. You should know better.
And that's the thing. You are not hating for wanting your teams to succeed. And I love Logic's Finest because he's another one that's not a Leonard Williams fan. I said give Leonard Williams 11 million. Don't give him any more. I think it was 7.5 sacks out of his 11.5 last year were referred to as coverage sacks. It's the same thing. We always have Leonard Williams, the king of the almost sack, king of the coverage sacks.
King of the almost sack.
And that's what Leonard Williams always is. And, and I did a video saying, you know what, you want to be paid like LT, you need to have an LT impact.
Come on, exactly. Don't just say, oh, the guy's having a great year. And I'm not blaming Leonard Williams for us losing. I'm not blaming him.
No, exactly.
Let me clarify that. I'm not blaming him. But you're paying this guy top dollar money.
Yeah.
Top dollar money.
Yeah, he's going to take up almost 13% of our contracts next year. So he should get something. He shouldn't be.
Allow myself.
Oops, wrong button, but that's for Dom, who's out there.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
That's for Dominic Palmer. Of course, I hit the wrong button. But if you're going to get paid that type, if you want to be Aaron Donald, you need to play like Aaron Donald. Right. Aaron Donald plays, and that's the other thing. Aaron Donald doesn't come off the field.
No, he doesn't.
We've done it before with Leonard Williams. Maybe plays 75 to 80% of the snaps.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to make $30 million, you need to be James Bradbury, Blake Martinez, Logan Ryan, all played almost 100% of every snap last year.
Right.
And that's what we need. That's what we need them. That's what you need the guy to do to play. We're going to close this out today. I'm going to give you the last thought, your parting wisdom onto Giant Nation here.
Yo, Tim, I just want to once again thank you for having me on. I appreciate that. Like I said, I appreciate the content that you put out. I think it's good for Giant fans, young, old, whatever it may be. I think Giant fans need to we're in a bad state with this organization, and there's nothing rosy about this, and I think it needs to be said. The reason why you talk about it like this is because you care, or else you wouldn't be doing a YouTube. You wouldn't be wearing your Giants hat. You wouldn't be wearing your Giant jersey. You know what I'm saying? You care about this organization. You want to see this organization succeed as well as I do. So when I see you, put out good content like that, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you having me on. And to the fans out there, man, I'm a passionate fan. I'm passionate. But I'm not a fan that keeps the fandom hat on and then just act like nothing is going wrong. I have to call it out. This organization is in a bad place. I want it to be in a good place. I want us to be a team to be reckoned with.
Right. You want to go back to where we were.
I just want this organization to be successful. And I want to move into this new modern day football. That's all I want. None of that 90s, 80s. That doesn't work anymore.
No, not anymore. we got to give it. Now, I know I was giving you the final thought, but I got one last question. When do you think the Giants? I gave my opinion a couple times. When do you think the Giants will be competitive again?
Honestly, until John Mara, makes that right decision to go outside the organization and get a young mind to come in here and change. And again, it's not just about bringing in a young mind just to come in here. He has to change the whole
scouting the organization.
Yeah. That scouting department, including his brother, has to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They gotta, Chris Pettit, they gotta go.
Yep.
They gotta go. I think the main part of the problem also too is within that scouting department, because we're still, like we were talking about earlier, the Giants have a type of players that they look for. Yep. Those days are not there anymore. We got to go with what we got to change. We got to be willing to go with what the time is. We got to.
Yep. Oh yeah. And we got a nice comment from Montana, New York. 2 personalities work well together. That would be us. That's why Mr. Lewis is going to come on more often. He's going to try to come on Sundays. We got double easy saying minimum 5 years. What do you think about that?
Oh man, again, if within that time frame we have a new GM from the outside, maybe. Again, if we get a new GM from the outside, and we get a new scouting department, it's going to take time. And I know other platforms saying, well, if we get a new GM, and a new quarterback, it's going to take time to win. Of course, we all know that. We know that. It's going to be time to win now. We know that. But if it's going to, for long term, if it's going to mean that we're going to be successful long term, so be it. We've been bad for freaking how many years? 5 years now? And in 2016, I'm not going to count, because we've been
bad for 10 years now.
10 years.
10 years. 11 and 5.
What's another 3-4 years? Come on.
Do you think if we would have won in Green Bay during the Bob McAdoo, why do I always call him Bob McAdoo? During the McAdoo era, and if Shepard and OBJ don't drop those,
I think we would have won.
Do you think? Where do you think the organization would be now, though, if we would have won that playoff game?
Man,
do you think that? Because I always point to that playoff game. I always joke about the boat trip and how we need to find that boat and sink it, because I think it's like the Red Sox selling Babe Ruth to the Yankees. It's there's a curse there somewhere.
I think the Giants would have won that game. We would have moved on, probably, maybe lost the next game. But I think Ben McAdoo would have still been here. The team wouldn't, he wouldn't have lost the locker room the following year. I think they would have continued the success. But I also think that Ben McAdoo would have had a little bit more say on really getting Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
That's something that I think about all the time. It's like, if McAdoo would have had a successful playoff win, that one win, maybe they would have gave him a little bit more say and say, you know what? Because that's what the guy he wanted. Ben McAdoo wanted Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. When nobody, including myself, I looked at the guy. I wasn't impressed by Patrick Mahomes, but Ben McAdoo, he was our head coach at the time. He told Jerry Reese, I want Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. They didn't make the move. So what would life be like had we won that game and Ben McAdoo had a little bit more say? We got Patrick Mahomes, we probably would have been in a better situation. Right?
Well, and I always think about that, because like I said, I always point to that playoff game. And I always point to the fact that if we would have won that playoff game and OBJ had some playoff success with the Giants, and a lot of it was his own fault because he had a bad game and he did drop
horrible game.
If he would have had some type of playoff success, that maybe he wouldn't have done what he did after he got his contract, that the organization complexion, we wouldn't have traded away JPP. The complexion of the organization may have changed, and getting away from Eli Manning sooner. And everyone knows I'm a huge Eli Manning fan, but I thought we were at least 2 years too late completely moving on from him, or just having him as a backup. And I think a Patrick Mahomes, Eli Manning combination
would have been great.
And I think we wouldn't be where we are now. Yep. But I was always just curious about this, guys. And we're going to close it out right here. Hopefully everyone had a great time. Mr. Lewis, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Again, it's RPM Auto. Don't go far if you need that car. Call
Give
Mr.
me a
Lewis.
call.
He will take care of all of he'll take care of all your needs. And I believe you even deliver the vehicles.
That is true. Yes. You just tell me which car. Obviously, right now with the market with the cars, it's tough getting vehicles. But you let me know what kind of car you're looking for. I will try to find it for you. I'll send you the picture of the exact car that you want, and then I'll deliver it to you.
All right. Well, we're going to close it out here right now, guys. Mr. Lewis, if you just hang on 1 second before I want to talk to you briefly before we log off here. But guys, we're going to end the broadcast right here. The Giant game is going to be kickoff in exactly about 32 minutes. I appreciate everyone for coming out. Hope everyone got in their scores. Hope everyone is look for the video after the game. Look for the 9 o'clock stream. Win or lose, good or bad, I will be here. I will be here just doing what we do. And guys, enjoy it. Thank you again, Mr. Lewis, for stopping by and imparting your wisdom of not only of the Giants, but the Giant social media community. And guys, we'll see you at 9. Peace.
Yes.